Hey there, and how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow Show. And I wanted to let everybody know that the Testament of Sister New Devil, its second episode, really makes that series difficult to watch, especially since that what happened in the first episode. You know, cutting into like all the whole like sexual innuendos. This one cuts all that ambiguity out of the way, and there is a lot of stuff in this episode early on that really makes it rather difficult to watch. I mean, the anime itself isn't bad. It just kind of has these little points in between which you can't look away from. And it's even more insinuated like later on with how characters act and stuff like that. But going on from that though, well, jumping past the little uncomfortable part of them, you know, getting back into the house and trying to be a family again and, you know, all that other stuff, it all works out pretty well and pretty fine until they have to go to school. And apparently the succubus has Maria, even though she's the younger sister, she has a fake ID saying that she's the older one in the house, even though necessarily she's not. And pretty much joining the school and all that, Basara meets up with his old friend Yuki, Madam with the blue hair. And it's even odder too, because like she meets him by just giving him a hug, and it's like, that's kind of weird. Which really wasn't, but or at least for her, and then the memories came back, you know. But then it turned into a whole thing of like, okay, they're angry because, you know, he met his old friend, but then as he told I forget her fucking name, as he told her, is like, look, we probably shouldn't be telling people we live together. And the first thing she says is that they live together. I mean, honestly, people don't even realize that that's your pretend sister at this point. So really, you kind of haven't told them anything. However, oh yeah, Mio, her name's Mio. But cutting on from that though, it does have this little stereotypical, like, everybody hates the new guy because the two cutest girls in the school, which really in anime every girl is cute, so it's a bit difficult to kind of say like that, you know, that like any girl is unattractive unless you're watching Hajime no Ippo. But but it's difficult to say but like they have fan clubs already, and the fans don't necessarily like him. They have problems against him, and they already, you know, genuinely just hate him because of the fact of like these two girls know him. And cutting on to McDonald's, this episode does necessarily end with Yuki telling him to stay away from Mio and don't necessarily involve himself with him. Well, that's the story so far, but cutting into this episode, it does have a few interesting things in the middle, which do necessarily tell us a little bit about Basara and his father, meaning that they don't necessarily reside with the Land of Heroes anymore. And even though he does know a few people who pretty much are from the necessarily same clan as him, they don't really share their ideals, because really they do necessarily believe that there are good demons and that there are bad demons, and that not every single one of them just wants to kill every human and pretty much take power for themselves. Just like how most of the ones who wanted to kill Mio's father and her uncle who is trying to kidnap her and use her power for himself. And so that is what I have to say about that. What did you guys think of this episode? And please don't go out the way crazy or whatever. This episode was fine. It was okay, except for that one little part in the middle that I'm not going to mention. But feel free to do so in the comment section. Catch you guys on the next Jongravesshow. So please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.